I don't really want to sing it, but
Yes. Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
birthday to you.
To you.
Oh,
That's
Davey,
enough,
Davey,
Davey. Thank you very much. One line's
Happy
enough. One line's
birthday
enough.
to
One line's
you.
enough. Thank you very
No,
much.
we're going the full fucking way.
No.
Happy birthday to you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Welcome along to the Mackem Football Show. I've titled this one The Wonder Kid, so I do want to have a really good chat about, obviously, the Bury game, Chris Rigg, and his future at the club. But first and foremost, I'm scrapping what you're drinking, and we're going to do football factoid. And I've prepped a little bit with the lads on the call, and Alan says he's got a corker. So, Alan, please feel free. Go first.
Okay, the first ever painting of a football match is of Sunderland versus Aston Villa, and it hangs up in the main entrance of Sunderland.
Yeah, I've seen that photo.
I like that one.
That is the first ever painting of a football match.
All right, I'm going to try and look at it whilst we're going for it, and find out, because my football factoid will then be who made it.
Who painted it?
Yeah, who painted it?
I don't know, but I knew that. I knew that fact. I've known it a while, to be fair. But
That's really quite cool. I like that one. Paul, welcome along. Welcome. Good to have you back. How's your voice?
It's alright, actually.
Yeah, good. Do you have a football factoid in mind? As big as small?
Nope.
You don't have any football facts just on hand?
No.
Do you know anything? Okay. I did spring it upon you, so I'll let you off for a little bit. It's good to have you back on the channel, mate. And little plug, by the way, because you're doing your own little podcast with Lee, right? Is that right?
Yeah, with Lee Farrell.
Do you want to? Well, this could be a factoid, by the way, that I'm trying to plug a little bit. Who have you got coming on to the show in a couple of weeks' time?
Well, it's yourself, fans.
No. Yes, I'll come on to your channel, but you have somebody that
I thought you might
we're
have said
interested.
like Michael Bale.
No, not Michael Bale. It is a former Sunderland player.
On the 22nd of November, time's not confirmed yet, but the 22nd of November, we've got former Sunderland player Danny Collins.
There you go.
Legendary.
For Brazil, he will play.
There you go. Football factoid. Danny Collins is coming onto a Sunderland YouTube channel in November.
Brilliant.
There you go. Right.
It's good. Like, I enjoy Johnny Collins. I enjoy
He's got
his
good
commentary
crack.
on there. Yeah, along with Frankie.
See Frankie often down Morrison's. I'm not stalking him.
That's a better football fact. I like it.
Baby reindeer now, Westy.
Oh,
You know.
He suspiciously hangs around the booze house. No, I'm only joking.
right. Okay.
His commentary's great though when he screams like a vulture, don't he? If someone get a late when your ears have gone.
Passionate, isn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say he's full of love for the club.
That's it.
I don't know how long he's been with us for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yes. I have a factoid ready, and it is long-term Sunderland related. But Jacob, David, do you have Jacob first? Then David, I guess. Do you have a football factoid in mind?
Yes, and it was when not long after Sunderland were founded or became club. Because of the other clubs, right? They were in more the middle of the country, like West Midlands, East Midlands. So it was either Villa, there was Stoke, West Brom, Wolves, I believe, and there was Notts County. But because the Sunderland was so hard to get to, we paid for their transport.
Yes.
At the time. So That's a football fact I've got that I found
We
out.
were very generous.
while back.
I like that about the club.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a very common thing that you'll see, or I don't think they'll boast about it too much because, quite
No.
frankly, it comes across as a bit like tokenism. But yeah, fair enough. Oh, I've lost my bloody factoid.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good.
Mine's not something related. Like,
It's not Sunderland related.
nah.
Go on then. It's
I only know
football
it because,
factoid.
Football.
Yeah.
Football friends.
Yeah, I know because I saw it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Twitter
Thank you,
anymore.
David.
Well, yeah. Okay, on. You know Kevin De Bruyne?
Yes. Of him, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally. I don't got his mobile number, like, but
Well, okay, so and obviously he represents Belgium, doesn't he?
yes.
That's his team. Well, his ma is comes from some African country called Burundi. So technically, he could have played for
Burundi.
and not Belgium if he wanted to.
I think he probably made the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He chose Belgium, and I mean, not that they've won anything, like, but yeah, that's. I always think that's a bit mad that he could have been representing an African country. But yeah,
I like that.
Cool.
I like that. I was trying to remember the guy's name for my football factoid, by the way, because a record was broken by Erling Haaland last week for the fastest amount of games to 100 goals.
10 goals, wasn't it?
100
goals.
100 goals in the top flight of the English system, and he took 105 games. He's the fastest in the Premier League era by a long shot. But if you use all time, there was a massive season in 1928 where a Sunderland player and an Everton player basically were competing at the same time to reach that mark. And the Everton player was the exact same as Erling Haaland, 105 games, but the top flight, the all-time fastest player to 100 top flight goals is a Sunderland player, and I forgot his bloody fucking name. And that's the more embarrassing fact, I think. I can hold on to a fact, but then forget it 10 seconds later. Yes. Evening, Bong. Welcome along, Bradley. How are you doing, mate? I kicked
Bong's
myself
back.
out of your server by mistake. Could you add me back into it, please? Yeah, sure. I'll sort that out in the background. Sorry, Alan?
All
Jim
along,
Bong's back.
Bong is back.
Bing bong.
everybody loves the bong.
I also want to call
Right,
out...
well, Andrew, it's always when Andrew's not on.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a conspiracy now?
There's a fact for you.
Andrew is bong.
Bong and Andrew with that and the same. I also want to say hi
Bong
to
is Andrew.
Lauren, Dean, and AW. David Halliday. Thank you so much, AW. Thank you, David Halliday. 100 goals in 101 games. I thought it was 104 games, but still, even better. That's prolific. That is prolific. That's what you want. Sunderland on top, always. Right.
No,
I think
some good facts.
there are some good facts. I think now you've got a little bit of preparation rather than talk about random beverages and stuff. We'll keep on cracking on with that.
I
going
still like
forward.
what you're drinking. Wait, I can tell you what I'm drinking if you want.
No,
I was drinking lemonade.
No, we've stopped that now. We need to move on.
Right. I also want to call. Oh. I thought you really didn't like being told no there. So I'm just trying to get this comment up.
Wrong button.
That's all good. Is my mouse working? No, it's not. Right. So I want to get up this one comment because I will forget it otherwise. So on the last podcast, we had a comment from Andrew Sims, and he wants to shout out Alan as he's keen to know what changes you would make in the midfield area. That was following the Plymouth game.
Mm-hmm.
What changes would you make in our midfield area? He's really
Uh,
keen on knowing that from you.
Well, thank you, Andrew, for that for comment. I'm flattered. So what I'd say is, at the minute, probably nothing, especially after the last game. I mean, we'll push on to the game now, because we might as well, because we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm on about the Plymouth game, like everyone did, and we wondered what changes he was going to make. He didn't really make any, but obviously Mackem coming in for Ballard. But I don't know if that was because of injury. I think Ballard may be injured tomorrow. And me, and I'm not too sure. I've seen a couple of reports about them two being injured. But anyway, as far as the midfield goes, I thought we set up really well against Borough. Yeah, we defended deep at times, but we were disciplined.
That's right.
And when we had to counter, we countered. Obviously, Rigg got man of the match, outstanding performance, great goal. But, you know, watching the game on a whole, they all performed really well. I wouldn't say Job as well. I thought Job was really good that game. He had an excellent game. And, you know, no one really put a foot wrong, to be honest. So I can't really moan about the performance. People are going to probably moan about the lack of possession and, you know, some people who were not patient, but I quite like the tactical aspect of what he did. He knew Borough wanted a lot of possession. They did have a lot of possession and did nothing with it. I mean, it was basically bail ball, but in our half.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, Rigg obviously it fell from nice, and he took the goal really well. Obviously, it came out of his feet. I thought he was going to get away from, and it was a nice backheel. So overall, I was happy with the performance, even though it wasn't the most dynamic, but
Right.
it was strategic, and we won. You know what I mean? So I can't moan, and that just makes me like Labrie more. The players, yeah, were brilliant, but I think Labrie has got more of a tactical mind when it comes to each game, and that's what I was most impressed by.
I think that's fair, mate. Like, I'm not going to harp on too much about the possession thing. Has it been a negative? I know
63%, mate.
to Borough.
63% Borough.
Yeah.
37% Sunderland.
And I think for me, it doesn't matter the number of possession football has its place, but sometimes it's just more how effective you are with the ball that matters more. So I get fans want to see Sunderland players. No, Borough were damn squibbing it. Borough, what Borough were doing in that game was the equivalent of what we were doing, just huffing and puffing all season. Do you know when teams park the bus against us? The likes of Cardiff, Preston North End, Watford, and Bristol City come to mind from last season, where we had the ball for like 75% in most of those games, and we just couldn't get through because the defensive line was that solid. And it's nice to see it on the other foot. Really, that's possession stats are as far as you can throw them, the only one that really matters. And we'll say it when we're winning. It's fine, but yeah, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon like you said, Alan, of people not being happy with it, because I don't really think it matters that much. Almost.
No, I don't think it matters, but like you know, if you're a purist, you'll went, "Oh, that game's boring." I think some people did, especially Borough fans. But mate, football's like that. Some games there'll be like 4, 5, 6 goals. Some games will be boring. So it's just the way it is, and we came out on top. So you can't really mourn. And you know,
I don't think it was boring.
I'll take 1-0 wins like that every week.
Same here. I actually think I'm gonna a little bit contradict that statement though. I thought that Borough game was more entertaining than the Plymouth game. Even though there was 5... No, I don't think it's not because we won at all. I just think it was a more entertaining game. There was the slide tackles were more intense. You got to remember the first half of that Plymouth game was boring as fuck.
Well,
No,
yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
No.
I mean, it was. We were winning 1-0. We were winning 1-0 at
From
the half,
penalty.
but it was
there was only
it weren't great. Like
there was 2 open player goals in that. Well, no, it was 3, but there was 2 penalties, a own goal. Mundell's goal was class, and the slip up at the end. The talking points are not really there for that Plymouth game, but the Borough game, there's plenty that we can jump on. And I'm realising I'm missing a load of chat messages here, so I need to fix that. Let me pop this.
you go to the chat, mate. I'll drop in with some stuff about the game.
Good lad.
I think
Thank you.
I think Rigg, obviously great goal. I want to probably echo what Alan said as well. I thought Job was pretty damn good. He was actually the top rated player. I know that Rigg got man of the match, but when you're looking at if you look at the scores that they all get, he got higher than anybody else at 7.9. I was also very, very impressed with the back line, Cirkin especially, too. I thought the back line really, really swallowed up any type of pressure. Good structure. The only person I was a little disappointed with was Meenda. I thought Meenda didn't do too much in the game, to be honest.
Wasn't
But,
his game,
yeah,
was it?
really
It wasn't his style. It wasn't his type of game. I don't think.
No. Well, that's it. Like it really wasn't. You're right. I thought he might have done a little bit more sometimes. I was watching him and I thought, yeah, maybe you could track back a little. Maybe you could go and, push the guy who's holding the ball. Because, like we said, Borough held possession for quite a lot of the time where he was just kicking out. Maybe he was told not to do it. Maybe he was said, hey, just stay up there. Don't go chasing the ball. Don't do that. But we're splitting hairs there.
Yes.
If we're looking at somebody who I thought could have might have done a little bit better, would be him. But Job, all right. Dan Neil, yeah.
Steady,
better than
mate.
last week. Better than last week when he was better than last week.
Yeah, he was steady.
And Mackem as well.
About
Mackem came in and is it Mackem? Is that how we say it?
Yeah, Mackem. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had a good debut.
Mackem, yeah. And I thought he came in and he played like he'd always been there. To be honest, like he didn't look like he was like brand new in. So I think pretty good, like pretty solid. I mean, looking at like I'm looking at the stats now as well. I knew about the ball possession and stuff like that, but looking at things like Andrew's not here, but he loves XG like Andrew. Expected goals, Sunderland and Borough. Sunderland Borough pretty much exactly the same, 1.17, 1.2. Do you know what I mean? Like for the amount they had the ball twice as long as we did as well. Do you know what I mean? So I think we did very, very, very well.
But
good tackles.
XG, you can talk about XG all you want, mate. It's just FIFA, innit? You know how it is when you play FIFA,
and XG, mate.
You know what I mean? And you
XG.
like, I should have won that game, and you don't win it. You know, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
nothing.
it just shows that Borough did fuck all with the ball. They did fuck. They didn't out. They had pretty much the same amount of chances as we did.
It is fine margins because I thought, obviously they hit the bar within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think Conley was, the lad with the bar. He was their best player. He was busy. I quite liked him. No one else really stood out. I thought Aylan was Aylan because Mundell had his pants down numerous times. We could have had a pen, and I think it was a pen. Yeah, he's had his day, Aylan. Like Mundell showed him up
last year against us. Oh, fuck Aylan, man. And he was really good last year against us. But this year, he had a silly top knot, and I thought, nah. And I also wasn't impressed with the old coffee maker at the top, latte
laugh.
Oh well, we can talk about latte. I mean, there was a lot of controversy about Hume's tackle. Right, I mean, it was a horrible tackle. Right, I mean, I liked it, but it was horrible. And it could have gone either way. It could have been a red. All right, he was fortunate to stay on. To be fair, although a yellow, I think it is a yellow, but like some refs could have easily give a red. But seeing that lap, mate, he fouled 09, got yellowed, and then I think there was 2 other times where I was thinking, how's he not got a second yellow? So that Borough can moan about, Caddick can moan about
Yep.
Hume staying on the pitch, but that mate, he was lucky to stay on the pitch as well. Like,
Yeah, and I've had comments on them, my shorts and my mini reviews. It was like, Hume was lucky to stay on the pitch. I was like, yeah, but they were saying I'm oblivious to it. I'm not. I thought the match officiating for the last 4 games has been fucking substandard.
oh, he was poor. He was poor. And look, if you look at him, I was like, I mean, no offence to him, like, but he was carrying some clem, and I thought he's got to keep up with play. I mean, these blokes, right, are getting paid good money, and they don't look fit. You know what I mean?
No.
You're expecting this bloke to run up at the same pace to be where the ball is so you can see the incident. You think he's going to keep up with Mundle? No chance, mate. You know what I mean? I get it. Refs are not going to be as fit as players, but he was out of shape. He was out of shape. I don't think I've seen him. I think he spent most of his time in the centre circle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't impressed with him at all at this decision
I
making.
wasn't
And
very
I
much
think
impressed.
part of that is he's not there to be there to see it. You know what I mean? Because he's off the pace.
Yeah, he was miles off it, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
Paul, what were you saying something there, mate?
but isn't that the whole point of having more than one official as well? Though? That's what they're supposed to support. Because these players are, I wouldn't say the peak athletes in the world, but they're getting up there. They're trying to compete to be there. It's match officiating in this game, the off the pace. I think it's just a nice little conversation point or an excuse you can use. Oh, I was a little bit too far away to not see it properly. Well, that's your job. You're there to get in the right position. You've been trained effectively to do that properly. And if it is a case that you can't do that, and the rest of the referees in this league can't do it, bring a tool in that helps them and supports them keep up with the players. What's that system called? VAR.
Well, yeah, big decisions. Because if that Mundle decision had gone to fucking VAR,
Mm-hmm.
that'd have been given.
I think so.
That'd have been given if you watched that on VAR. Because he was off the pace and he wasn't quite there. He was thought he couldn't make up his mind. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, there's a tool available. I think it's just expensive. I think that it purely comes down to cost because you've got to remember you've got to hire people as well week in, week out to do that. Paul, I'll ask you your opinion on the game now, but I also want to pull out. You've said hi using your Paul and Lee channel, but we've got Pastor Alex who's updated his profile picture during this.
Pastor Alex.
Yes. Have you seen his profile picture?
No.
I'm just saying it.
Do you want to share it? Do you want to share it on the screen or not?
It's a lot. Well, the picture's this big, but it is a live shot of Paul. He's updated his profile picture to Paul.
Yeah, I've just seen it.
What's your thoughts on the Borough game, mate? Like, is there anything you want to call out, like the match officiating, the Mundle incidents, anything?
To be honest with you, I was actually happy with the game, but where online actually, where that player actually done that tackle on online, actually that was actually where me and Bowers actually sits in the ground.
Yeah. So the ailing tackle, I'm presuming you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said to Michael he should be off.
Yeah. Well, he should have been. He should have been.
Well, I actually read though before the game that referee we actually had, he was actually a Premier League referee.
Yes, and that's a bigger topic in itself, isn't it, Paul? Premier League refs, like you said, Alan, as well. They might be a little bit off the pace because they've become reliant upon that additional tool that they've got available to them, and they can't step back effectively. So it will impact games.
Hold on, he was a Premier League. What was he? Was he dropped to the Championship for improved performance, or did they give him that?
Just
our non-derby because they thought, oh well, maybe they need like a top referee in for that kind of shit.
I think it might be the top refereeing kind of thing because it's a high-profile Championship game, As much as Sunderland fans are very conscious it's not a big rivalry, it is easy to profile as that internationally. I have
just got a fucking worldie.
oh
I
shit.
think it might have been. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Who was?
No, that's good. That's good because
I think it might be Sissoko as well.
it was Sissoko.
Sorry.
No, it was Sissoko.
Yeah,
You just reminded me I didn't have it on my screen, so I'm gonna have to catch up on that.
Yeah, it was a great goal. He's a good player.
Right. So we've had a couple of questions in here as well. Dale says he's been really switched on this season. Hopefully, it's the manager building them up. Awesome so far is what we needed. I do want to call around some of our players. The difference between last season and now is purely how they're being coached and developed. Because with the exception of 3 of our players that are coming into the starting lineup week in, week in now, it's exactly the same squad. It's still the same squad that got absolutely smashed. I say smashed. We lost 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday, and that kept them in the division. How we, from a team that was 16th to basically fighting West Brom for first place in the space of 6 games. It's chalk and cheese. So I do think Lauren saying I love Reggie Brie is fair. I think he's probably one of the freshest things for this club, and yeah, tactic.
Yeah, he's got a plan. You know what I mean? You can see it. You can see it in every game. So yeah, I am impressed with him. You know,
Yeah,
he's. I mean, I watch his interviews. Obviously, his English isn't bang on at the minute. I think there's Luton's just scored.
2-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's quick equaliser. Well, not equaliser. Just quick goal back. Yeah. So Labrie, he's obviously got a style of play and an ethic, work ethic. So and it comes across in how we're playing at the minute. So I can't really moan about it. And like I said, he changes to the team we're playing. He obviously does his homework.
Yeah.
And I think I watched an interview. Well, it was actually post match with 09 and Rigg.
Right.
09 was saying after the Plymouth game, they sat down and they watched the game 7 or 8 times to review what went wrong. You know what I mean? So that says to me, he's like, look, we need to, and he says it a lot. He's learning. He says that quite a lot as a buzzword, if you like. So yeah, I'm happy with him, and I'm happy. The players obviously are happy with him because they're responding. And like he says, they're young. They're like sponges.
Yeah.
I haven't got concerns, but we'll talk about it later on. But they're signing a Connolly. I want to talk about that later, but not at the minute. But yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough, mate. And I think you're right. I think it's probably going to be the next subject, but I want to quickly bring back in Jacob because he's been patiently waiting in the background a little bit. What's your thoughts on Reggie Labrie, Jacob?
Oh, I think ever since he's come in, I think he's transformed the squad. Not just performance-wise, but mentally. I think it was mentally as well, second half of last season. You could tell, I don't think the players enjoyed it, did they?
No.
Really, especially with Beale.
They couldn't get out the rush. They couldn't get out the rush. No, they couldn't, and it was because of that sort of grandfather figure of Tony Mowbray. It just slipped out, didn't it? And then we went on to Beale, who's more of a Billy bullshitter, car salesman. It's just deflated the team. And what Reggie's done ever since he's come in, he's changed with the mentality of the players, and he's also changed his sort of the formation in a way, and he's just got them playing the way he wants, which is good, fast-paced football. Yeah.
And I think it's exciting times.
I've got an open question now.
Games, 5 wins.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when was the last time we had to start this good?
Well, it's great. Can I just want to ask a quick question before you go in? So
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Actually, right? I know we were a bit down on the Plymouth, right? We got beat by Plymouth, right?
We deserve to be beaten by Plymouth as well, by the way.
Yeah, well, exactly. 6 games, 5 wins. We're all pretty happy. Would we be happy if we'd lost that game to Burnley, let's say, because Burnley are probably going to get promoted this season? Or does it not really matter who we lost the game to?
What
do you think? Do you know what I mean? Because Because we're on a high. Plymouth sitting in the relegation zone. Got
Yes.
beat by them. Oh, shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so does it matter? Does it matter who you get beat by, really? Or
Yes.
does
Yeah.
it
For,
really
for,
matter
yeah,
who you pick
yeah.
for
squad
me,
by?
yes, it does. For me, yes, it does. But I think if we lost to Burnley, I think there's a little bit of face saving behind it. It's a little bit more
Yeah,
respectful that we lost to the team that got relegated.
just got
It's
relegated
from the Premier
Probably
League
got to
with
get promoted again.
yeah,
Good
with
team. Aye.
worth like 300 million, whereas the Plymouth team basically they were like us last season, so they were on par with us. So it does but doesn't bode as well. I think it's more for me rather than the team that we come up against and who we lose. It's the manner that we do it in. If we lost
Yeah.
this the exact same way to Burnley, I'd still be as upset. But you'd be like, oh, they've got that quality in them. For me, I still think Plymouth, and I think 9 times out of 10, if we were playing Plymouth tomorrow, we'd beat them. Even though they're beating Luton 2-1 right now, I think we'd beat them 9 times out of 10 this season. This was just their one. And I think, yeah, it does matter who you come up against and who that is.
I don't think we've been tested, Joe, yet.
No,
Like, I don't think we've come up with, all the like,
I
teams we've
think
played
Barrow.
so
I think
far.
Barrow's our biggest test that we've passed this
Yeah,
so
but
far.
we are. But I looked at Borough and I thought, I didn't think, oh, these are brilliant. We'll be lucky to get anything out of this game. I just
Yeah.
thought they were very predictable. You know what I mean? Although they were tidy at times, but I never felt like we were threatened. Do you know what I mean? And that goes should. I mean, I didn't think they had one shot on target. I mean, I can't remember Pato doing anything in the whole game, to be honest with you. Obviously, they hit the bar, but that's the only thing I can remember. So I think, as far as teams in this league, I don't think I've seen a team yet to go, they were good. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that'll come tomorrow because, obviously Watford are not a bad team. You got West Brom at the top, so we'll come across a team that we think, that was a test. But I don't think we've been tested yet.
I think I'd slightly disagree with it. I think Barrow was that one for us because they were they were high pressing. They didn't do anything with the test, but they were high pressing. They were in our half for the vast majority of the game. Defensively, we were resolute, and I think we did enough to pass that test. If you're saying test wise, we have to concede and then come back from it. Then no, we haven't done that yet. But I think Borough have a solid squad, and they're beating most teams in this league if they put in their best performances. So, yeah,
Maybe,
I think.
But no, for me, I don't think we've been tested quite yet.
Yeah,
I don't think, we
we're
have.
the test. We're the test.
I don't know, mate.
I
I still think the league's figuring itself out. There's a lot of twists and turns to go on. Like, I'm looking at tonight, and Plymouth have beaten Luton 2-1. I mean, Luton last season were fucking really good. So I mean, and I'm sure they've kept the majority of the players. So
I've been saying this
I don't
from
know.
day one about Luton, though,
The
mate. They're doing the Sunderland.
championships are hard late. The championships are hard late to get out of, and I've yet to be impressed by anyone we've played yet. So, but obviously that'll happen at some point.
Even Plymouth's performance, mate.
I just thought we were terrible.
Fair.
That's what I thought.
We shot ourselves in the foot in that game, basically.
Same probably the test will come against Leeds on Friday next week.
You think Leeds will be that test, not Watford?
Well, you don't know really, because Watford actually lost. Was it 5-1 against
Norwich? Yeah.
Week?
I don't.
So they'll be looking to bounce back after that.
I mean, I think you're right. I think you're right, Paul. Mate. There's Watford. I think that's how we lost to Plymouth 3-2. I think that 5-1 to Norwich is their kick up the backside. So I think we're going to see a stronger Watford than that last game. If we're expecting another You got to remember they also played in the League Cup against Man City in the midweek and only lost 2-1. So, like, they've shown a bit of a fight back already from that defeat.
Right, yeah. I knew they were going to be good. I think they had a terrible season last season. I don't know what the hell was going on with Watford last season, but I just knew that this season they'd figure themselves out, like, and they'll be right up there. And they've played pretty well, like, haven't they? So
That's it. I think. Sorry, a little bit of extra point on Watford. I think they've got the new manager paralysis. They've had a very similar. We've echoed them over the last decade or so. We've just chopped and changed managers left, right, and centre. We had a shit managing period with obviously Dodds and Beale last year, and they had 4 managers last season. They had more than us, so they struggled. We struggled because we've chopped and changed as gaffers. It harks back to that point about Labrie having new tactics, inspiring most of the squad, and bringing something back into it. We haven't changed the players that much. It's purely who's in charge and how they do their job.
just stability, innit, mate? Just stability, innit? And I think Watford's a bit mental. Like they did in the Premier League, just 3 managers in one season. Like in the Premier League, 4 managers in one season in the Championship. Like, when are the owners going to realise, like, it just doesn't work? Look where they were, flirting relegation. Look where we were. Dropping like a stone. I don't know how long it's going to take before the owners go, like, just got fucking stabilised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Paul?
Tom Cleavy's there, head coach.
Tom Cleverley.
He used to play for them, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Cleverley.
Yeah. So that kind of builds on what my question was, and it's quite a natural transition. I was going to ask: is there any player that you think has regressed since we've brought in Labrie? And the reason I'm asking that is because of Brad's comment earlier on. Sorry, Mike. Yes, I'm not going to the AFL Grand Final. He says, I thought Dan Neil played awful against Plymouth and brilliant again last week. I think there's a couple of players that are dropping further and further back in our pecking order as potential like bench warmers. And the only player that comes to mind that I think has massively regressed since Labrie's come in is Jensen. Jensen Sealed. Like, he has just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Injured,
Well, there's always that natural wastage when new people come in, and they have different opinions on players. So that was always going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think it's always the same, isn't it? Like, I think of players that
Hjelde, sorry.
are going to kick on and. You what, mate?
It was Hjelde, sorry, not Sealed. Sealed's already gone, hasn't he? Sealed left.
Hjelde.
I
mean, I didn't rate him anyway, but like as far as like players go, as soon as a different manager comes in, it's first impressions in it. So he's probably seen something he doesn't like, and that's that seed's planted. You know what I mean? So you either have a good start or a bad start.
That's it. With Stalwart, Stalwart last season, every fucking might as well be first on the team sheet, even though he played terrible every game. Edouard, and now he's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Manager comes in, right? Didn't like you. You don't fit the way I want to play. You lose the ball fucking 20 times a game. You're on your way. You're on your way.
Tell you what, Lord, there's 2 players for me.
Go on then. That's regressed.
Ashish and Abdullah Bar. Have you noticed that they're nowhere near that squad?
That's a good shout. Adil Ashish.
I'm surprised with Ashish. Like, I am surprised with Ashish because I thought Ashish was on the upward trajectory towards the end of last season.
Oh no,
I really did.
I had this argument last season. I said about Hjelde. I said I didn't rate Hjelde, and Ashish, nah. He's. You got to remember, Labrie managed him when he was at Lorient. So, you can't sort of like, because we bought players, try and shoehorn them in. It just don't work. He's made his mind up. He's the manager, and that's that. It's business at the end of the day. And if move on or waste away. We've had plenty of people at the club who sat and took a wage. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just the way it is. As long as they don't take up a squad number and it's a waste and they're taking up too much wages, I'm not really too bothered. Like, that's just the way football works.
Yeah. Dale's pointed out that some players are told that they will play every single game. And, well, you just got to look at Anthony Patterson for that as evidence. He's played every game. We've brought in 2 goalkeepers in this summer transfer window, and other than that cup game that we were instantly kicked out of, the other goalkeepers are just waiting and doing nothing. So it's like you said, it's a natural part of football. You've
got. There's no chance to rotate, is there? You know what I mean?
You've got to reward success. You've got to reward good performances. And if we're winning 5 out of 6 games, like we mentioned, why would you upset that apple cart just to appease one player?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sure, the players are mature enough to understand that.
And the ones that aren't leave.
Yeah. But harmonious. Yeah. What the person I've been probably most impressed with, I mean, forget Reagan and Joe for a second, and Roberts. It's 09. I mean, I think he has grown into a real good ambassador for the club. He talks well on the TV. He's obviously brilliant in the dressing room. And I just think he's like not an unsung hero, because he is a hero to us, you know what I mean? But I think he does a lot of work behind the scenes to keep a harmonious dressing room, and everyone's happy. I'm impressed with him. I've always been impressed with him, really. He's got a great attitude, and he's a good ambassador for the club. And I just think when players are not playing or not playing well, I think he's good to have around the changing rooms, if you know what I mean.
I think he's naturally empathetic to other players, isn't he? Because he's been through it himself. I don't know if you recall, but he had like a massive wave of his arm getting dislocated and players like pulling on him in free kicks and corners. And he was saying it in one of his podcasts, like where one of his podcast shows. I can't remember what the guy's name was now. A businessman from had him on his podcast who just does business ones, and had Luke on there as well. And he was just like, people were specifically targeting that weakness, and he made that weakness the focal point for some of the opposition. So I think he naturally does that, because he was out of the squad for, a year and a half because of the shoulder thing and poor performances when we were in the Premier League era. He knows how bad it can be and how to get through it. I think you get that with maturity and age. And you got to remember, most of our players are very, very young and never been through it before. So, I think, it's just you either have it or you don't.
While we're talking about big bar players, let's talk about Stubbs. Right, did he make any subs on the day? I think he had 1 sub, didn't he, or 2?
He made 2 subs.
Ballard came on right at the end, didn't he?
Ballard came on at the end. I still think he's injured. I'm not too sure. And Wilson came on.
Wilson.
How do you reckon the players?
Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have took Roberts off, to be honest with you. I took my end off. But it is what it is, and that leads me on to like saying it, because we brought that Connolly in. Are we still looking for that striker? Do you know what I mean? Because I know he's a free agent, and I don't know why he was a free agent. I've heard a lot of rumours that he's got a bit of an attitude, which, oh fucking hell.
Yeah, hit the bar. Did you just see the bar? Yeah.
So, because I was looking at the subs he made, and I was like, oh, he's took Roberts off. Okay, fair enough. Roberts was playing well. And I just thought I'd like to see him up top, because he's a big lad.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not his natural position, but you naturally assume that because he's tall. And obviously Ballard came on at the end because, just to strengthen up the focus. But so the Connolly thing, I don't know what you think about that.
I've got mixed opinions about it. It's very, very much like yourself. I've been calling out, and I will constantly call it. I think our squad will be better with two up front. I know 4-4-2 is a dying breed in football, but I think the way Sunderland are currently set up with running down the left and right wing, if you've got two people in the box rather than just Meander by himself, you've got better chances of that ball being picked up. So I think it's to add that extra dynamic. I'm going to call it, where is it? Who said it? I think it was Bong, saying about how we might become. It was Bong and Deal, saying how we might become predictable further down in the season to some oppositions. So it's giving us that extra dynamic. I know he's on the free, and we don't want more fucking drama queens at our club. We've had plenty of them in the past, but if it gives us that extra bit of threat, or he makes that substitution in the 65th minute, the 85th minute, and teams are surprised by it, that's sometimes what you need to win games. So I think for me, it's just more of hopefully it's a gamble that we can throw in when needed. But I don't think it's a gamble that if we're doing it, we're going to lose games. It's more to pick up the 3 points rather than drop 2. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what contract he's on? Because I don't know.
No, not a clue.
What's he been given?
Not a clue.
I think he's on a 1-year contract. The club's given.
Yes.
All right. I mean, fair enough.
Oh.
I just heard a few reports. It was a bad apple. You know what I mean? So, or he's got an attitude, and that's not what we need.
Dale brings up a good
You know
point,
what I
by the way. Dale brings up a good point. Rushan's been forgotten. It's like one of those the players that have regressed. We have Nazari Rushan now.
Yeah, so again, the manager's come in and obviously doesn't rate him, because if he did, he would be playing. So, yeah.
And to be honest, I think the reason why Breaches the Breeze brought Conley in is, the new lad that we got on deadline day, the new striker, he's actually injured at the moment.
Well, Wilson Isidore?
Yeah, he's in his
Nigerian.
Injured till Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great signing.
Yeah, that's a very typical. It'll be class in a couple of months' time signing.
Did we buy him injured, or did he get injured training?
No, they bought him injured.
They bought him injured, yeah.
Which
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. Like
me neither.
Well, I can't see who thought it would be a good idea.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully he's brilliant. Like, but I'm not a fan of buying injured players.
They've bought him injured. They've paid for his operation. They're going to sit him for 3 months, pay him a wage, and he might be shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
It's a very Sunderland thing to do.
It is, but you can't write off Luton's on the counter.
Yeah. No, they don't. Nothing happens.
I'm
40 seconds ahead of you, mate.
Yeah. All right. 7 minutes at a time, are you?
Yeah, I'm on 91:37.
Well, he's in Australia, so he's ahead,
that was tight, that offside. Yeah, I'm not a fan of buying injured players. I think it's a bit mad.
Jacob, mate, you said something there. I didn't quite catch it.
I was just saying you're in Australia, so of course you're going to be ahead of the game.
Yes, I live in the future, mate.
Would you? Yeah.
Dale's bringing up some good points here. Like, I think he's saying he's a new cat. I'm all about Luke on 9. He plays his heart out. Bong saying having Brown in the team is a good rotation player. I've been critical of Speakman in the past, and I think I'm right. I've been absolutely justified in that decision. Do you think now that we're on a good trend and a good wave, that we should be complimenting some of the signings he's brought in? Or
I'm happy with the signings. Yeah,
3-1.
He's a gambler. He's a gambler. But the only thing I was upset about him last season was that it was the manager. That really did me in. It was a stupid decision to get rid of Mowbray. Still stand by that.
Yeah.
And we struggled to get someone in when we got a Charlatan in. So that was the only thing that, Sissoko was a great player, by the way.
He's funny. Yeah, he's class.
Yeah, he's a
Mm.
great player.
I think he could be a good signing for us if we need a gamble in the January transfer
I
window.
don't think Plymouth want to let him go, like, but yeah. So yeah, Speakman criticised it. For me, it was all about him, and Dreyfus was all about the manager piece. So the players,
Yeah.
you know, he brings in a few, some work, some don't, and the majority of them have been really good. So that's not what I was angry with him about.
I'm gonna call out, but now, like you said, it's a gamble with every player that we ever bring in, regardless of their price tag. But I think the way he's done some of the recruitment this window is a lot smarter than what he did in the previous one. Because you got to remember, last season all we did was recruit kids. We were very youth focused last season, and now we've brought in the extra mature heads. You've got Alan Brown and Meffin, the two probably most newly senior players instantly at our club, and it does help solidify players like Job and Rigg as becoming cemented first team players. Because I don't know if you've noticed it. I know Alan definitely has, but there's a heavy over reliance on Bellingham doing more than he's currently capable of, and I think it's overwhelmed him to the point where he's been fatigued. And he has a good game, 1 in 4 or 5, whereas I think that'll step up now. He's spreading that workload across, that responsibility of leading the rest of the team to mature heads. I think it's just
Job's playing well. You know, he is, and I said about last season, and thankfully they're listening. And I think not just me and people on this podcast, but other people have been saying we need experience, and he's brought it in. Metham, Brown, you know what I mean. So we've still got 09. How old's that Conley lad? Is he young? Is he?
He's 24.
Is he experienced?
He's 24.
So is he? You know, he's slightly maturer than what we've got. So I'm happy the way the trajectory we're going on. So yeah, long may it continue.
I've got one thing to say on Speakman.
Go on then.
And it's this: you kind of give him shit when it's going shit, and not give him praise. No, it's not about it. Well, I'm saying you kind of give him shit when it's going shit, and not give him praise when it's going well. When it's going well,
so give him praise.
So let's give him praise.
There you go. I think that's probably the smartest way of approaching it. Paul, you're nodding along there.
Yeah, it's the same here because straight away, Bowers is a big, massive fan of Christian Speakman.
Yeah,
and he wasn't happy with the Bale appointment, but well, neither was I, to be honest. But I am happy with the players he has brought in the transfer window.
Good on you. Jacob, what's your thoughts on Speakman as well, mate?
Yeah, there's both good and bad. I mean, like we said, the Beale appointment was a disaster, and probably shouldn't letting Mowbray go. Looking back, probably wasn't the right way of doing things. But at the same time, in general, since he's been at Sunderland, look at the players he's brought in. He's been, because I believe he's been with us since early 21. Because he came along with Dreyfus at that same time.
Yeah.
So he's brought in Ross Stewart. I know he's done me out, but Pritchard, I believe, didn't he come second half of lockdown season?
I think the majority of the current squad is through Speakman now, you know. I think with the exception of Anthony Patterson.
I know he's not in our Diallo.
I think with the exception of Anthony Patterson, Luke O'Nine, I think every single one of the signings is Speakman KLD era now.
So like Stewart, Pritchard, Diallo, you got to praise him for that, haven't you? Bringing in players like that.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out Dale's last comment as well on it. Selling of Clarkey was a dumb deal. Should have waited until the closing day and got more money. I mean, 15 million was a bargain. I think it's helped us bring in some of those players that are already performing sooner. So, I mean, yes, I think he's definitely worth more than they got for him. They did get a bargain, but it's helped us kick on from day one. So I'm a little bit more okay with it because it's currently working.
I'm not sure he's made the right choice, Jack, to to be honest.
Oh, you mean
Uh,
Clark, not
He's not,
Speaking?
yeah. To
Mm.
be honest, maybe he wanted to go. Maybe he wanted to go to a Premier League team. Do you know what I mean? But like, I've watched Ipswich. He's not making it into the team. Sitting on the bench. He's not coming on and setting the world alight when he does come onto the pitch. I just think if it was me, I know where I'd rather be. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be challenging, winning games, playing 90 minutes, probably every game. We'll not gone down into that rabbit hole, but like I feel like for him, I don't think Ipswich was with the right club. He could have went to another club in the Premier League, and he would have probably did better than he's going to be doing there. And we'll see him next year when they get relegated and we didn't get promoted.
Oh, that's interesting. They are playing Nathan Broadhead as their left winger. So Nathan Broadhead is seen as a better player than Jack Clark. That's bizarre.
Madness.
Dude, look at these minutes. Look at Jack Clark's minutes. It's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, he's gone on to basically get ignored.
If the club's fought out, if the club's fought out 15 million and he's not playing, if I was a chairman, I can right. I've just give you 15 million quid, and you bought a player who's sitting on the fucking bench. So you know,
and they're losing, and they're losing games. So why not switch it up?
Yeah.
Could say the same for
that's a rabbit hole, though. Maybe let's not go down there.
I don't know. Bong saying, I think Clark left at the right price. He's amazing in the Championship, but is he Prem worthy? Yes, it is a rabbit hole. I think we can actively avoid, because I did want to make this podcast a little bit more Chris Rigg focused.
We can finish before we move on to Watford. We can talk about Rigg.
Yeah, because I think Rigg's goal for me is, well, obviously it's a wonder goal. Like, who just thinks of doing that when you're in the middle of a professional game? Yeah, if you're like training and stuff and you're just fuck it, let's give it a go. You do that at the five-a-side or training or whatever, but not during a match. I don't know. I think it's just been that switched on to be able to do it rather than like stop, turn, shoot, and allow the keeper to come back. It's just like, yeah, no, I can do that. Not a problem. It's confidence, and I think he's rightly confident in his ability. Do you think he is going to stay with us long term, or do you think he's likely to go for big money?
Well, I mean, Man U and Newcastle have been rumoured to be sniffing.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, he's
and the foreign clubs.
Who?
The foreign clubs.
The foreign clubs. Madrid,
he won't go abroad.
Got tabs on him.
Well,
if
it's a club like that, maybe someone like that, But, I mean, top tier, but it's difficult because he's enjoying his football. He's playing well. He's young.
Yeah,
he's playing every week. So I think he'll stay at the end of the season. I don't think he'll go win in the winter transfer unless it's an amazing offer and something we can't turn down. Because at the end of the day, the club, that's our mantra in it. If a big money comes in, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 million, whatever it is, we're going to consider it. I don't want him to go. No one wants him to go, but the inevitability is if we don't go up, he probably will go. Or even if we do go up, he might go. So,
yeah,
it's not just him, Bellingham.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These players, Mundell. You know what I mean? These players that are here playing well, and yeah, they're playing well for the club, but what they're not thinking long term for a player like who are talented, they always want to better themselves and get to the top and win. So yeah, it'll be difficult to keep all of them, I think.
Yeah, but Bongs just threw out the most ridiculous number: 60 mil. He went 60 million, Alan. 60 million. Well, nah, I think he would. I would absolutely snap his hand off. But you got to remember, like, you can get an entire Premier League squad for not an entire, like you can get like an entire back line in the Premier League for 60 million. If you're saying he's worth that, then I'd go for, go for 60. Fucking, I think that's way too much.
He's been he played a bit in well parts last season, but he started well.
Yeah.
For me to get his stock up, he's got to finish the season with Sunderland and continue to perform.
Yes, I
He's
don't.
still only young. I think he will. I think he will. But you know,
I think it is that mid. He is too young. He needs to do a full, complete season. Yes, he did one with us last season, but we had a poor one. I think he needs a full, complete, good season with a good squad, and then people would seriously sniff around his agent for a good value deal. Because let's face it, if you're with Sunderland this season, we go up. That'd be fucking amazing, by the way. We go up and we finish 12th in the Prem, and somebody in the top 4 consistently goes, "Wow, we pay." I'm going to say a realistic figure. I think 25 million here, for him if that scenario does pan out. If somebody goes, "Here's 25 million," he would be daft, and I wouldn't begrudge him for going for Champions League football, because I think the sooner he's in that kind of bubble, he will just shine on, and yeah, I think he'll then genuinely become one of the best England players that the nation will probably see.
He's got future England midfielder written all over him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, Simon said he could be a Gerrard, but yeah, I think he's just like so strong, and like what's it called? His mindset's just there. You can see it straight away.
He's boxed the box. He works tremendously hard. You know, and he's playing one for you. But you got to let him develop. You know what I mean? You've got to let him develop, and not just at Sunderland, but anywhere he goes in the future. It's you know, just embrace how he's playing, and you know, and I think that's what we're doing at the Brie is he's just saying, "Look, mate, just go and a couple of pointers here and there, but just go and do the business," and you know, that's all players want. Players don't want like I don't want to harp back to Bale, but Bale was too technical. He'll tell players exactly what to do. Players don't like that. Players like to be told, "Look, mate, you're playing here. Just do these two." I mean, I'll go back to what Brian Clough said to Roy Keane, you know, on his debut. It was like, you can pass the ball, you can run, and you can tackle. Just do them 3 things, and that was it. That was this. That's what he said to him. And the bloke went on to like captain Manchester United, win a load of trophies. So players don't like a lot of detail, but as long as he's happy and he's playing, I'm sure he'll get better.
Yeah, and I want the other lads to chip in here with the answer to this question. Do you think we're putting too much expectation on his head already?
He's only 17 though, isn't he? So we don't want to. If that's the case, that we won't want to do that at his age, would we? We just want to. He's only just done his GCSEs, so you know, why would we want to? He's already had enough pressure on his back, hasn't he? But I think maybe wait and then maybe put a bit more pressure on him, because you know he's still a young lad and he's younger than me.
I'm gonna,
you know, but he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mate. It's that. I think I'm more relieved right now, because if you could you imagine this conversation 3 years ago where we're talking about like 7, potentially 8 Sunderland players, all of them very young as well, being Premier League ready. That wasn't happening when we're looking at our promotion season. It just wasn't. So,
no.
Yeah. I think he's got time, but I don't want to overburden him already. You need to put.
Don't overburden him.
We had the same conversation about Job last season.
Yes, we did actually. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, same conversation about putting pressure on him, making sure he's playing every game. Like, I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't have a Job burnout, which is what happened, you know, Christmas time last year. He doesn't have to play every game, but I'd like to see him start every game. Do you know? He doesn't have to start every game, but I'd like to see him play every game. He's a good midfielder, good, solid. He's a good lad. I hope he stays as long as we need him
with
for.
Job,
but he will.
He's
go.
enjoying it, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's enjoying Wearside his Job.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be
They-
surprised.
they will
I wouldn't be
go.
surprised if Jude Bellingham has a soft spot for Sunderland. I wouldn't be surprised as well. You know, Jude playing in Spain. Maybe get him when we're back in the Prem. Make sure Gio's still here. And also get
Aye,
Jude
aye.
when we're back in the Prem. Imagine that, eh?
With
Both
Jude-
Bellingham
Jude
brothers.
and Joe.
Sunderland. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that would be incredible, but I
Uh,
don't think that would ever happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry,
I-
I'm just
I
going
agree,
to
but-
mini tangent.
I like
Premier League brothers that have played together. The only two I can remember are the Ferdinand brothers, but they only played together. One was QPR and one was with. Was it with us or was it with Man United at the time? With Anton and Rio.
Definitely not us. I know it was
And
Anton that
Neville.
was, wasn't it? It was Anton Ferdinand.
And the
Neville,
Neville
yeah.
brothers. The Neville brothers.
Neville, sorry.
That's it. Yeah, at least we didn't get the Pogba brothers coming across. 'Cause fucking hell. Right.
So,
Yes.
Watford.
I was literally just about to suggest that, mate. So are we home or away
Getting
next
about that
week?
time.
Are we playing home or away?
Away.
We're
Away.
away
Well,
tomorrow.
we've
Away
got
against
3
Watford.
fucking games.
We've got 2 home
We've got one
games.
Tuesday. Is it Derby?
Derby
not Derby.
Tuesday
Derby Town,
is
yeah,
on
East Midlands.
Is it Derby?
Friday.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
So yeah, it's Watford, Derby, Leeds, all within a week of each other. And it's within 6 days. We've got Watford Saturday, Derby Tuesday,
Tuesday.
and then
Yeah.
Leeds on Friday.
I mean, that is
Same
mad.
here as
that.
you.
Why the fuck have we got a Tuesday and a Friday night game?
I
That is fucking stupid.
do not
That's
know.
because of Sky.
Who the fuck
I mean,
sorted them pictures out? You know what I
Do you
mean?
think that-
3
do you
games
think
in a
that-
fucking week.
It's because we're
Do you think
two.
we'll get battered off Leeds? Or do
Mm,
you think we could surprise everyone with the Leeds game?
Well, let's see how the other two
well,
pan out.
Leeds is 180 minutes away yet.
I'll take one game at a time. I mean, I don't know how Leeds are playing at the minute. I don't know what their form's like.
let me pull it up.
All right, I think they're 10. Am I right in saying? No, the
They're
6.
6 at the minute.
6, yeah, 6. They are 11 points.
I'm just going to pull up the full
Their
table.
last game, they won their last game. They beat Cardiff 2-0.
Yeah,
They
it's
got beat
Cardiff.
off
It's
Burnley
Cardiff though,
1-0.
mate. It's Cardiff.
Do you want to do
Yeah.
the potty on Thursday then, Ant? Because we'll have 2 games and then one on Friday night. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I don't do the poddy on the same day as a match day, so yeah, we can do
we can analyse 2 games and then
fuck
scan into the Friday game.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
grinding it out now, man.
Have you got Chopper on
Championship
the
never
line,
stops,
Davey?
does it? Have a go.
Chopper
Choppers.
on the line. Yeah.
Chops, yeah.
Come on.
He's there.
Right, okay. What's the odds for 2-0 and Job to score? That's what I'm going for
Right.
this week against Watford.
Against Watford. Okay.
Yeah.
Whilst
I'll text them now.
whilst he's doing that, Paul, what's your prediction for the Watford Sunderland game?
Who won Sunderland?
2-1 Sunderland. Okay, who's scoring our goals for us?
I'm going to say Mundell. And I'm going to go Patrick Roberts.
The wingers, left and right. Knockout. Okay. Jacob, mate, what are you saying?
For
What's your...
them,
Oh, go on.
I'm going to go Daniel Jefferson.
What for their goal scorer?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to say cleverly from the sidelines. No. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not doing predictions for Watford scorer because I don't think they're going to score. I'm going to say a 2-0 Sunderland away win. This is last time I did this. We lost 3-2 to Plymouth, by the way. But I'm feeling quite confident again. And I hate that I'm feeling this confident because I get nervous with it. But I'm gonna be as predictable as I possibly come with my goal scorers. I think it's going to be Rigg and Job through the middle. I think we're going to surprise instead of playing wing player all the time. I think we're going to cut through the middle tomorrow a lot, or tonight for me.
Yeah. 2-0 Job. 30-1.
I'll take them odds. Cheers, Michael.
What was the 2-1 one odds for Paul?
2-1. Hold on.
Yeah.
The wingers to score, wouldn't it? That'd be good. 2-1. 2-1. And both wingers to score. So I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
It's fucking tough typing this out.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it.
Okay.
91-1. 2-1 Sunderland.
What's that percentage wise?
Remain
1.6%. 1.6% chance of that happening.
No, it's 91-1. We don't do silly percentages.
Okay.
What did you say, Smug? You said 2-0, did you?
I said 2-0 with Rigg and I might change my mind here. I went Rigg and Job, but I think Rigg and I don't know who else. Just put Rigg as the first.
Right.
Or Rigg as an anytime. Rigg as an anytime.
Rigg anytime. Sunderland 2-0. 40-1.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Are we,
very nice.
I don't think we've had everybody's predictions.
Well, Andrew's text me because he obviously not yet. He says cage game against Watford 0-0.
That was
Sorry, the hardest word.
Maybe just.
Do you know what though? If we got a point away, like I wouldn't be like upset. You know what I mean? Because it is you're away. They're not crap. They're not a poor team. So.
They're all right, and that's why I think they will score. I think it'll be.
Cage game.
Should I say what? I don't want to say 1-1, but I also want us to win. So whoever went with 2-1, I'm with you. Well, I'll go 2-1. Fingers crossed. I know I was going to score. Didn't ask us. Not roosting though. I can tell you that.
Probably me end if he starts.
I
think he's injured. I think someone said to me, Ballard and Meander are injured. I don't know if that's true.
I'm not.
That's what I was hearing.
I know that Ballard's coming back from injury. I haven't heard that Meander's been injured, like unless this was.
I heard on Total Sport about
training.
Ballard, but there was nothing about Meander.
Yeah. He'd probably start.
I just want to. Sorry. Well, Dr. Labrie, mate. Dr. Labrie will just do a diagnosis, mate. And, you know what I mean? He'll know what to prescribe.
Yeah, well.
Prescribe a bit of Wilson.
I just want to finish on before we finish. I was listening to TalkSport today, and I was listening, unfortunately, to Mickey Gray, although a great servant to the club and a good player. He doesn't have to talk some shite. He started talking about a player playing on left, Meander. It was fucking Mundle. And I was
fucking racist bastard.
And I was like, what is he on about? Like, he's so like he doesn't know what's going on here. He's so out of touch. Good player, but he hasn't got a clue what's going on at the club.
Yeah. He even said he doesn't think we're going to get promoted.
Yeah.
He said it was before we had Reggie Labrie, but he didn't think we'd get promoted this season.
I mean, we didn't change a lot of the players, so I can understand where you came from that perspective. But like we said earlier, mate, now I think it'd be better to ask him now. I think it'd be better to ask him now that we've shown these players are with the right amount of confidence, able to perform.
Yeah.
So Dale's asked, just hope we win. Can you get the phone guy to get the odds, Tony Ivan, for 3-2 to us?
You want us to go on to Tony Ivan?
Yeah, Tony Ivans. Also, we have to do another prediction, by the way, Al, because I know it's 90 minutes away, but we've got the Derby game in between.
I mean, really, we should do predictions for the Derby game as well, because we're not going to be around.
Right, all right. Well, you need to give me some form on Derby as well, because it's all I don't really, I know I should do a little bit of homework, but I never do when other clubs play.
My phone's working fucking overtime here, getting
For Watford, I'm saying 1-1.
Tony Ivan
Draw 1-1 Watford.
I knew we
So
didn't
much
get
coming in
everybody.
here.
Sorry, Jacob. Yes, Jacob saying 1-1 draw. Thank you, mate. I knew
Yeah.
I didn't hear everybody's prediction. Sorry about that, buddy.
Getting old, I'm
I know. Sorry. I mean, I'm
Old
literally.
age.
Yeah. Also, it could be because I'm a little bit half cut, but yeah.
Tony
Old
Ivans
age
is
does
saying
nasty things to you.
3-2 Sunderland is 22-1. 22-1 for 3-2 Sunderland. I don't think those are good odds. I'd expect them to be
Oh.
higher than 22-1 for 3-2. That's 5 goals. Fucking hell.
Okay. It's a lot of goals.
Are you with Paddy Power or Sky Sports?
I'm with Tony Ivans, mate.
Tony.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, well,
Tony Ivans gives us the odds.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, mate. Yeah.
Fucking hell. I'm just going to close down that replay of that.
Derby's form, Alan, is they've lost 3 of the last 5.
They,
Lost the last game against Sheffield.
so,
United 1-0.
do you want to know their actual form? Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. No, they win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. So, and they lost the last game,
Like
so they're going to beat Norwich.
people.
They're going to beat Norwich tomorrow, and then they'll lose to us. There you go. Just continue
Yeah,
that.
I like to think we'll be able to beat Derby at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident for a win there. I think Watford's going to be a tougher game, and I'll be happy with a draw. But I'd like to think we'd beat Derby convincingly.
I'm going to have a look at their squad because I don't think I know anyone legit from Derby.
That was literally going to be my exact phrase. I do not know a single Derby player.
James Collins, Jerry Yates, Caden Jackson, DeJuan Brown, Connor Washington, and Corey Blackett-Taylor. They're their forwards.
Sound like they play for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Mendes Lang, he used to play for Cardiff, didn't he, a long time ago? He plays for Derby.
He's been around a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah. Smitty. Joe Ward, Nathaniel Phillips, defender, Jake Rooney, Kane Wilson.
Right,
I don't know any of these guys.
Right. Davey, I'll just use Transfer Market and tell you their top 5 listed valued players. Jerry Yates, centre forward. Nat Phillips, centre back.
Right.
Their goalkeeper, Jacob Windell Zatterstrom. Their centre back, Aaron Cashin. And their centre midfielder, Kenzo Gujman. And his value has dropped.
Well, that Jacob Windell Zestrom, the goalkeeper, that is their best rated player this season. So that tells me the defence is shite. And he's saving a lot of shots. So
Right, I'm going to go with 3-0 against Derby.
all right then. 3-0 Derby.
To be fair, you match Mbong with a 4-1 win. I like that.
Oh, wrong along. I think Watford will be tough. I think Derby at home, Tuesday night. You know, I think we'll beat them. Yeah, I think we'll beat them. I'll go 2-0.
Okay, I like
2-0.
it. I like it. I want to go Jacob.
Who's going to score?
But it's two games. Well, it's a game and a half. Wait, mate, you could be completely different squad and players injured. So
Could be fucking injured by then. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Jacob
2-0.
2-0.
Derby, 3-1 Sunderland.
Yes, Jake.
All right, then.
I like it.
I like it as well. Go on, Paul.
Very nice.
Very good.
Against Paul Byrne's side, I'm going to go 4-0 Sunderland.
Fucking hell.
4-0.
A sexy 4-0.
Good.
Fucking
Like it.
My phone
Confident.
is buzzing. Tony is fucking loving this.
Paul, if you get that score right against Derby, I will tie-dye my curtains. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I want to see that.
I'm going to. So I'm very confident that we'll win these 2 games, but I want to be humble about it as well because I know we're not going to win every game. I just think Sunderland are high flying at the minute. So I'm going to be humble. I'm going to say we're going to draw against Derby just to keep that little level of. I can't. All right, fuck it. I'm going to get carried away then. I'm going to I'm going to go. No, draw Watford would be more respectful, but I've already gone for a 2-0 win there. Are we at the Stadium of Light or down at Derby County's ground?
Stadium of Light
Nah, home. Well, home.
Oh, okay then.
on Sky Sports as well.
Do you know what? It depends on how well we perform. It's a midweek fixture. I'm going to say just a good old bog standard, clean 3-0 home win. Also, Dale,
There you go.
Cabby's not been on the channel this season yet, mate. So, we're not talking about anything like that here. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hold up. 200 to 1, 4-0. 200 to 1. That is
Against
straight
Derby?
from. Yeah.
Well, I'll take
4-0
that one.
to 200 to
I'll
1,
put a
mate.
bet on.
So, right.
That is some incredible Tony Ivan odds. That is mental.
I have one quick question before we go, because I think we've all predicted 6 points in these two games coming up. Would you be what is shit in that? What is 0 points is obviously shit. Is 1 point too shit? Like where's the barrier? 1, 2,
4.
3, or 4?
4 points.
I think 4 as well. Yeah.
For momentum and keep us in the race, because it is a race. You know what I mean? Playoffs are automatic. we need to just keep in the race. You know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. We're not going to win them all. Just the way it is.
Hold up. Like, I'm thinking these are both top 10 teams that we're playing, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
but are they both top 2 teams?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to get too carried away.
That's what you just got to have that humility, haven't you? That's the thing.
4
Yeah,
points, 4 points, mate. If we only won one of them, or if we fucking drew 2 of them, or lost 2 of them, I'd be disappointed. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't be disappointed if we got 4 points. There you go.
I wouldn't be. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Like 6 points is obviously what we all want. Yes, but I just want to. I don't want to get carried away this early in the season because fucking hell, with Sunderland, we've had hope thrown in our face, left, right, and centre for years, and it just falls flat. So
I hear you. I mean, but we might as well enjoy it now because January could come round and Reggie's been sacked and they've got come
No,
Michael
No.
come around. So and we're back on that fucking slide. So let's just enjoy it while we can and say
Glass half full
6
or
points.
half empty. You're a glass half empty, dude.
we're gone to the moon.
To be honest, I'm going to ask you is actually because what would you do with Troy Hume? Troy Hume's on 4 yellow cards.
Let him get 5. Let him get 5.
He gets banned.
He gets 5 yellow cards. He get a game suspension.
Fine.
Just play him.
Just play him. Yeah.
You just got to play him and to run that risk. You can't drop him. You know what I mean? He's just got to keep going.
He's a defender, mate. He's going to pick up. He's going to pick cards. I think I know you get a game ban for 5 yellow cards. You get a 2. Is it a 2 or 3 game ban for 10 yellow cards at this stage of the season?
2 game if you get 10 cards before a certain point.
Do you get it at 15 and 20 or just 5, 10, 20? Pass, yeah. Because I don't think we've ever had somebody go above 12. But let's keep him. Who would you play at right back?
Yeah.
If he did go off.
Hume gets suspended.
Oh,
Probably all 9 for me.
What, and put Mackem and Ballard in the middle?
Yeah.
Well, depending on who's available, yeah.
You could
9 right back.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember that you could get a yellow card or a red card for saying "fuck off, ref." That wasn't a foul. Not that that's happened before, right? Right. I think we're good to wrap up there, lads. Thank you very much for another really good podcast. Catch you on the watch along if you're coming along tonight. It has. And I'm surprised. With myself.
I might pop in a watch along, Smudge. Depends, because every time I watch along with you, my stream just creams in. So. Because
you're always behind me for some reason, which makes no sense.
No, it licks me out because you're like, oh yeah, something's happening. I'm like, well, I haven't seen that yet, so
You can watch it on
TV
the
stream's
Discord.
all right. Yeah, but I have to watch on my phone, which is annoying me, and I've got like, who's that there? Because they look miles away. You know what I mean? So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine watching an entire game on my phone. Like it's
No, it's grim, mate.
Oh,
I
right.
did it for 6 months. It was crap. Yeah.
Right. Anybody want to make any quick shout outs before we go? We've got D Hall who's
no.
joined us. Welcome along. Bong saying canny away. Go on.
I actually do want to say something, right?
Oh,
We'll wrap it up at this point, and it's encroaching into Andrew's short watch territory. This way.
Oh, this should have been brought up years ago, David. Come on.
I know it's your.
End of the show.
All I can say is I'm sorry, right? But Saint Etienne,
yes.
Oh, I knew you were going to mention Inqua. I knew it.
right?
Go on.
Did you see their game against Nice?
They got beat 8-0, that one.
Got beat 8-0.
Why
Classic
do you hate Inqua? Why do you hate him?
Because he's shite. He's fucking terrible.
You still need to
Right.
update your profile
guy-
picture.
He's gone to Saint Etienne and they've lost 8-0. Okay.
There's more than one player on the
Right.
team, David.
Oh, do you know what?
Nah, but
Sorry,
when
I'm
there's
just.
a big gaping hole in your fucking central midfield, Alan, that's a big problem.
I am going to see
Right.
if Jack Rodwell is in my city.
John
He
is.
is.
You know, he plays for
Like,
Sydney.
can you
He
ask
plays
him
for
for some
Sydney.
money back?
He
that
plays in the
stole from club?
Australian League.
Does.
He does, yeah.
You gotta get your money back. He plays
Yeah.
for Sydney, so I might move across to Sydney just to get a just to get a selfie with him, and then like just put that as my new Twitter profile picture, and then which one of us is the cunt?
Definitely Jack
No, what
Rodwell.
you should do is just make some papers up and like serve them and just say, look, Sunderland's taking you to court. We want some of the money back you stole.
Oh, just wait, no, take a selfie with him, man, with your Sunderland shirt and go and just say,
He would run away. He would fucking hide from any Mackem that comes near him, mate. He knows. He fucking knows. Right, and on that note,
so would Jack Colback. Jack Colback would do the same, man, as well.
yes, he would. Right, I'm done. Are you done? We good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, lads, fuck the mags.
Right.
See you later.
Good lad.